If you're trying to break into DevOps right now, you've probably noticed something that's alarming. The entry level jobs are disappearing or they've even disappeared. Roles that used to say junior DevOps engineer now requires about 3 to 5 years of experience. And the internships that led to full-time positions, I can tell you that for a fact, they are gone. But the truth is, it's not just you. It's happening across the industry. AI has fundamentally changed what entry level DevOps means or what entry level means in DevOps. But here's the thing, the demand for skilled DevOps engineers still has not gone away. It has just shifted. Today, in this episode, I'm going to show you exactly how you can position yourself for success in this new era, in this new AI landscape that we find ourselves in. Welcome to this Dev Life. I know it's been a long time, and this is the very first episode in a very long time. So let's talk about breaking into DevOps when AI is doing all the grunt work. 3 forces are reshaping DevOps today. The very first force is AI automation. AI can now write Terraform configuration, bicep code from natural language, generate your CI/CD pipelines, debug common errors, create monitoring dashboards, and write basic scripts that you would normally go on Stack Overflow to write yourself and test for days. So literally it has reduced hours of work, days of work into mere hours, sometimes even minutes. These were tasks that junior engineers used to learn on to say, oh, this is what's going to build my muscle in this game. Now, the question companies ask is, why hire someone to do what AI can do in seconds and in minutes? ChatGPT and all models that we have today can generate a complex Kubernetes deployment YAML file with proper resource limits, health checks, auto-scaling configuration, and all that, all in seconds. The second force that we talk about now is platform engineering. It raises the bar significantly. There are modern expectations. You need to understand internal developer platforms. You need to understand service meshes, observability, GitOps, multi-cloud thinking is something you cannot do without in this age and time. This used to be mid-level skills. Now they've shifted down to the entry-level requirements. The third force is the experience paradox. This has intensified so much. The classic catch-22 gets worse. Companies won't invest in training when AI can fill the gaps. When experienced engineers are available, when budgets are tighter, they would not invest in training anybody. But the truth is this, right? It's not just about these companies because they are not necessarily being mean. It is just a rational business and economic behavior. Understanding this helps you to strategize better. So the question you want to ask yourself is, what is my competitive advantage? Skills that AI cannot replace, at least not yet. So the first skill is architecture and design thinking. AI can write the code, but truth is, it cannot make architectural decisions. It does not have the full context of the people thinking. Another skill is understanding trade-offs. Cost versus performance. Fancy tools versus what really works. Complexity versus maintainability. Speed versus reliability. Those are things AI cannot think of just yet. Should you use managed services or should you self-host? Should you use this service versus this service, cost constraints, maintainability, support, all those things? AI cannot factor that for you. AI cannot weigh the factors that matter to your business. Only you can. And let me tell you this for a fact, okay? Yes, we've seen cases where companies decide, yes, we're going to use this AI tool, and then it's actually hallucinated for months to generate false data for them. Thing is, if there have been people over AI in that case, those mistakes would not have been made. AI is great. It's a co-pilot, it's an helper, but it is not the main factor in making business decisions. Second skill, communication and stakeholder management. it is very important. You need to be able to translate technical decisions into business impacts. Writing documentation that humans really want to read, not with all the AI jargons inside. Running incident postmortems that improve collaboration culture across teams. Explaining why and not just what needs to be done. The third skill is problem solving under uncertainty. You've got a distributed system. How do you debug complex problems in that scenario? How do you follow hunches? How do you ask the right questions? How do you recognize patterns across various systems that are interconnected, written in various technologies and platforms that are not even probably source control? I once debugged a production issue where all the monitoring said that everything is fine, hanky panky, everyone is happy. But the response times were climbing, customers are complaining, they don't have their latest data. It was in that case that we know that AI and tools are not just the answer. It was intuition and experience, lateral thinking that found the problem. AI could not diagnose it. Like, oh, this could actually be the problem. And it was in the most insignificant places you could ever think about. AI would never do that for you. And of course, leadership during incidents. How do you command respect? How do you command incident management? When chaos is up, when shit hits the fan, pardon my language. How do you manage chaos? How do you coordinate teams? How do you make judgment calls at 2 a.m. with incomplete information? How do you communicate while under pressure? It's 3 a.m. in the middle of the night. You're probably still groggy from your sleep. How do you do proper incident communication and management at that time? AI will not do that for you. This is where you, as human being, shines. Now, we've talked about the skills, about the blockers and all that. What do you need to learn? It's not just tools, right? Concepts. Container orchestration, Kubernetes internals, not just kubectl. Understand how the system actually works to the core of it. Understand infrastructure as code, Terraform, Pulumi. Understand state management. Understand the nitty-gritties that go in between the cogwheels. Observability is not just Prometheus. Understand what to monitor and why you're monitoring it. What to set up alerts for and what to not set up alerts for. Why are you monitoring this? What do you want to get out of that monitoring? Okay? When you need them, service meshes. When you don't need them, you need to be able to decide that for yourself. Now, how do you learn effectively? The thing is, I'm going to tell you this for a fact. I'm a big fan of courses. I'm a big fan of certifications. But the thing is, don't take 15 courses and get 10 certificates. To be honest, they are bullshit. They are bullcrap. What you need to do, build one end-to-end project. Build end-to-end projects, POCs, that demonstrate your full understanding. There are many projects idea. Idea 1, a multi-tier app to Kubernetes with full observability. CI/CD pipeline security scanning and automated rollbacks. Disaster recovery solution with documented runbooks. Document everything as you're building this also. Have a blog post. There are free blog platforms. You can even afford to spin up your own instance. If you wish to self-host it, if you wish to. There are cheap marks these days you can use to do that with reverse proxy. This will even boost your technical confidence to be able to do that. Write about decisions you've made and why you made them. Problems you encountered and how you solved them. Yes, problems will happen. Problems don't they finish. Trade-offs. Tactical fixes. Trade-offs you considered while doing this deployment. This will demonstrate your architectural thinking. It will be your key differentiator. And the truth is this, portfolios beat certificates every single time. Yes, certificates gives you a bit of leverage, but the thing is, if your portfolio is solid, you probably get a hedge over someone who has just certificates and no portfolio. Certificates proves that you've watched the videos. Portfolios prove that you've been able to deliver. What hiring managers want to say essentially is, can you actually build things? How do you document? What is your thinking process? That is what they want to see. Great documentation can make a simple project impressive. Poor documentation will make a complex project invisible and total rubbish. Now, the hard truth about applications. Job boards are where your hopes go to die. 500 job applications, 2 responses. We have automated systems that filter you out. You don't need to go around the system. That is the truth. But what you need to do is do strategic networking. Contribute to open source. Get your name in commit logs and major projects. Technical content delivery. Write, record, share your learnings. Don't be shy. Okay? Even if you're shy, you can have faceless channels where you post content. Engage in communities, DevOps meetups, online communities, conferences. Also, mentorship. Very important. I cannot overemphasize that. Find one person that believes in you. And there's the debate of quality over quantity. One senior engineer advocate is worth more than 100 LinkedIn connections. What one person with good connections can do for you is more than what 100 random link connections is going to do for you. There are alternative entry points to DevOps. If DevOps engineer roles are not available, there are SRE positions. Similar skills, different title. Platform engineer roles. Apply even if they are mid-level. Okay? Apply for them. Cloud support engineer. Get paid to learn. These are DevOps adjacent roles that you can actually apply for right now and get in. If the name, because to be honest, organizations have different titles for different roles that actually do the same thing. Okay? You can do technical consulting if you want to do that also. The goal for you is to get about 12 to 18 months of relevant experience, then transition into your target role. But the reality check is this. Breaking into DevOps in 2026 right now, I'm going to tell you for a fact, and I'm not going to lie to you, it is harder right now than it was in 2020. You will face more rejections. You will need to work harder to stand out. You will compete with more experienced candidates. But the truth is, the demand has not disappeared. It has just evolved. So let's get right to business. What is your action plan for the next 90 days, for the next 3 months? First one is pick one cloud platform. Start a learning path. Build your first portfolio project. Set up a blog and get up for documentation. The second month, complete that first project. Write a detailed blog post about it. Start open source contribution and have 5 informational interviews. You can actually schedule one with me if you wish to. I don't mind. And your third month, you complete your second project. Get your first certification. Now, remember, I said project over certification, but certification boosts you. So, complete the project, document it, it's your portfolio, then get certified. That means you have 2 bullet shots to get into the door. First one, boom, project. Second one, boom, certification. Apply to 20 companies, even startups. Don't just go MAGA, all right? Don't just go for the big companies. Apply to startups also. Attend community events, 2 to 3 of them. That is your goal. Weekly, if possible, have some technical content going out for you. Networking continuously is also non-negotiable for you. And also, of course, stay current with trends. The engineers that break through will be the ones who build when others just study and watch videos and blog posts. Network when others just apply. Adapt when others complain. The DevOps career you want right now is actually achievable. It just requires you to become smarter, more strategic in your approach. Thanks for listening to this episode. Now, what I need you to do is stop listening and start building. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.